YouTube, it's M1NDxBEND3R here, and with my Autobot army well underway, it's time to get the Decepticons started with a little bit of army building. As you can see here, I've got 3 identical helicopters all done up in proper Decepticon purple and gray, with a little bit of black thrown in just to keep things interesting. This is Scrambler. And the interesting thing about Scrambler is they're all the same guy. I mean, obviously they look identical, but I mean, they are literally all the same guy. Scrambler is actually one consciousness spread out over 3 different bodies. Kind of like Reflector in the original G1 cartoon, but unlike Reflector, Scrambler has 3 separate vehicle modes as well as robot modes, so he doesn't have to combine to keep himself together. He can actually be in 3 different places at once. But that's all beside the point, so let's get 2 of these helicopters out of the way and look at one up close. Now this is actually the 3rd helicopter I've done on this channel, well, technically the 4th if you count the Minicon video. And I gotta say, I think this one might be my favorite. It's based off a little safari helicopter, and this is what I meant when I started building it. I wanted it to be small and compact like this. And just to show you how small and compact it is, we'll set it off to the side here, and we'll bring in the Lego City Police Helicopter Polybag set. And you can see, this is actually what inspired me to build this, and you can see they're not too far off. I mean, obviously this one's a little bit bigger, and clearly it has a lot more pieces, but size-wise, they're pretty close, and that makes me very happy. So, we'll get this out of the way. Now, as with all my creations, you can open up the cockpit here and just take a little minifigure. Here we got little me. We can put little me inside. Get my arms out of the way. There we go. Put a minifigure right in the cockpit like so, and you can just close it up. And there you go. Now you got a little minifigure flying around inside Scrambler. How good. The propeller just spins normally, the tail rotor as well. Just like on a real helicopter. So, yeah. Overall, I'm very happy with how this turned out. So let's get it to robot mode. So Scrambler's transformation is pretty quick and not all that complicated, but it is a lot of fun. I really do enjoy it. So to start off, you're going to just take these helicopter bits and you're going to fold them up like so. Now you're going to come down here and just squeeze the little landing bits together. Next, you're going to fold out these side panels and flip them around. These are going to become his legs. And take this lower section here, just flip it around, just the lower section. Do the same on both sides. You kind of bend it at the knee here, and he's got a second knee down here. You bend that as well. Next, you flip out the feet, and there you've got his legs pretty much done. And you can see he's got proper Decepticon legs with a double jointed, the double knee, make him look all evil and creepy. And you come up here, you just flip this down, flip down the backrest inside the cockpit, and open up this little black panel here. Now we're going to come around to the back here, and you're just going to split the helicopter bit in half. And these are going to become his arms. You rotate them out to the side, like so. And you're going to come over here and you're just going to flip this around. Now the cockpit just folds up over his chest. Flip his head around. And bend out his elbow. And there you have Scrambler in his robot mode. Just get him all standing up here. There we go. He looks like he'd be hard to stand up, but he's really not that tough at all. He's very, very light, and yeah, he's got kind of long feet, so he stands pretty easily. So yeah, there's Scrambler in his robot mode. Now, as much as I liked Scrambler's helicopter mode, his robot mode, I think I like just as much, if not maybe a little more. I really think he does live up to his name in his robot mode with the helicopter blade up on his shoulder here, and this little buzzsaw down here. He's got an extra little panel of armor sticking up on this side. This whole arm looks a little bigger than this one. He just looks like this scrambled mess of pieces was thrown together to make a robot, and just makes him look crazy and evil and Decepticon-y, and I just like how he looks. He's got proper Decepticon chicken legs going on. These back here, I guess you could pretend are jetpacks or something like that. It's really up to you. I just kind of put them as just a place for them to go, and they look good back there. He does have this little buzzsaw down on his arm here that does spin. And I love how that looks there. It's just right above his hand, so it looks like he's just going to just get it up buzzing and just cut into some Autobot and pull out whatever's inside just for the heck of it, just to see what's in there, because he's a crazy, evil Decepticon man. On this arm, he's got like the tail fin of the helicopter, which you can, if you want, flip back around. And if you want to pretend that that's like some kind of axe or some kind of cleaver weapon, I guess that's there for you. Doesn't look super great like that, but I mean, even like that, you can pretend it's just like some kind of arm blade. He does actually have an actual gun right here, and the gun clips right into this hand, and it does actually have to go into this hand. Whoops, or you can just break it. All right, that's fun. There you go. The gun does actually have to clip into this hand because the other hand's got the buzzsaw over it, and that's part of him. So, yeah, that's how he looks, and I gotta say, I'm a big fan of it. A big enough fan of it that I decided to make 3 of them. As far as Scrambler's posability goes, it's pretty good, considering he's got these very thin limbs that do have to support a lot of weight, but he can still assume a lot of great poses, and I think his thin nature actually makes him easier to pose, whereas a lot of my builds, especially vehicle ones, tend to be kind of bulky and chunky looking. This guy's very thin and very lithe. He looks like he'd be very acrobatic. So of course he does have my usual shoulder joints up here. He's double balls here and here, so he can move his shoulder around, move his arm in and out, forward and back. His legs are the same on ball joints, forward and back at the thigh. He's got a ball jointed knee, and then this one is just a ratcheting hinge, and then this one's just a friction hinge right here. And actually the ratcheting hinge here means if you don't like this double jointed thing, you can kind of just straighten those out and make it look like he's got normal legs. And it's an option, but I think it makes his legs look a little too thin and just like sticks, which, you know, they look thin like this, but at least there's a little more texture there. So the option is there, but I prefer his little backwards knees. That just works for me a little more. There's nothing at the wrist, but he does have a hinge elbow. His head can look left and right, up and down. It's on a ball joint, so you get all kinds of motion out of the head. And overall, he's just a very cool, posable guy. And just the way he looks, just get him standing like that, and he just looks creepy and ready to attack. Alright guys, well, until next time, I want to thank you all for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you really like this video, feel free to subscribe or leave a comment. Tell me what you thought of these guys. If you want to know more about me and the things I build, please check out my Facebook page, which will be linked in the description below. I've been MineBender, and I'll see you next time.